The violence and turmoil situation in West Asia seems to have no end, as the Israeli military has warned people to evacuate another 24 villages in southern Lebanon, according to news agency AP. And just hours after this report, Lebanese state media reported, quote, Israeli aircraft targeted the southern suburbs with a strike, unquote. National news agency reported while an AFP photographer saw smoke rising from the area. This report comes even as Iran Foreign Ministry said stability can be expected in the coming few days if Israel doesn't launch another offensive. Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps then warned any new action taken by the Zionist regime, as they called it, or its supporters, they will face a tougher response from Iran, according to IRNA or Islamic Republic News Agency. As quoted, Foreign Minister Abbas Arshani said, and I quote, "It is necessary to warn all parties, including the Americans, after the attack which has been done." This warning was clearly and precisely given to the Swiss embassy in Tehran last night to convey the Americans. The message mainly focused on the fact that Iran's defensive action was based on Article 51 of United Nations Charter, and this is our right to legitimate defense, unquote, he said. He also added that Chief of Staff of Armed Forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Major General Mohammad Bagheri, also made it very clear that if the Israeli regime responds, Iran's response will be tougher and will target their economic infrastructure. Most world leaders have condemned the attack and called it unprompted, but Iran maintains the attack was in self-defense. US President Kamala Harris called Iran a destabilizing force in the region, while UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer reaffirmed support for Israel. However, Israel later banned UN Chief Antonio Guterres from entering the country, chastising him for not condemning Iran publicly. Meanwhile, Israel is considering a significant retaliation following Iran's earlier missile attack that could target oil production facilities inside Iran and other strategic sites, according to US news website Axios. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also promised that Iran would pay for its missile attack on Tuesday and that any retaliation would be met with vast destruction. The whole issue goes back years, almost decades, but the majority of took place on October 7th when a Hamas group led an attack into Israeli soil, killing 1,200 people. However, Israel's retaliation since then, which has lasted for a year, has killed over 40,000 people in Gaza, including mostly women and children civilians, according to Gaza Health Ministry. And as Lebanon, Iran, and other countries in the Middle East or West Asia have shown solidarity for Gaza and Gazans, Israel later retaliated against them as well, especially in locations close to Hezbollah, the Iran-backed group. Israel's attack within last month killed 30 people in Lebanon on September 17-18 via the pager blasts, which media reports claim were targeted at Hezbollah operatives, but then 30 people who died and thousands that were injured were seen in CCTV cameras just walking around supermarkets or the streets. Then Israel launched airstrikes on settlements in southern and eastern Lebanon in what they called targeted assassinations to eliminate Hezbollah leaders. According to estimates from Lebanese Health Ministry, more than 1,000 people have died in these strikes and more than 5,000 injured.